Today is April 28th, 2020. My name is Charles Suter. In the next 5 minutes, I'll be presenting to you the Games of Life Part 3. The reason I'm discussing Part 3 is because I've had some questions from my core group in regards to the Games of Life that I feel compelled to answer. One of the questions is, what about situations where you have a job and you're told what and how to do it? How can you possibly control your game? And then secondly, isn't it possible that you could have an interesting life, but at the same time with irrational beliefs, you could be suffering a lot of emotional distress? To answer both of those questions, I've got answers here. Let me start off by presenting to you what I consider to be my two main messages. Number one, an interesting life depends upon the games you play. That's the focus of the Games of Life parts 1 and 2. And also the main message, a positive life depends upon the rational beliefs you hold. These is the main messages from previous presentations, which I title Rational Challenges to Irrationality. But before I explain the essence of the meaning of these two main points, let me take each question in turn. In the workplace, you're told what and how to do. So how can you play a game of life in that sphere? Well, it's all in your attitude. It's how you do what you do. Do it with pizzazz, do it with your interest. Radiate a spark of life that everyone can take something for value from it and improve their own life. Or you can add more inputs. You're on a production line, you've got 3 tasks to do. Why not find ways to add 3, 4, or 5 other inputs that you can put in? Not full-time, just small little things, something that you can do to develop a higher interest in the job that you're doing. Now the second question is, what is the relationship between beliefs and games? To answer that question, let me show you this little diagram I have here. Up here in the columns, I have the variable called controlling your games. The plus games means you're in control of your games. The minus games means that someone else is in control of the games. The rows here, these are irrational and rational beliefs. The plus beliefs are rational and positive. Negative beliefs are, of course, negative and irrational. And of these 4 quadrants here, the place that you want to be ideally is that you want to have positive beliefs and you want to be in control of your games. This is the point where you are not only positive, but you're enthused with what you do. This is as close as you're going to get to happiness right here in this quadrant 1. Naturally, the place you don't want to be is with negative beliefs, suffer a lot of emotional distress, and not in control of your games. You're going to be very bored. So the first thing you want to do is, if you're in this quadrant, you want to move to quadrant 2 or 3. To move to quadrant 2 is a little bit challenging because you'd have to change your beliefs from negative to positive. This does take some time. Refer to my presentations on challenges to irrational beliefs. In time, you can move to this quadrant, but it's a lot faster to move to quadrant 3, where you simply modify your games. Make them a little bit more interesting by taking control of them. The only problem here is you may be enthusiastic, but you suffer a lot of emotional distress. There's just a lot of trauma to your games and to your life. So ideally, you want to be in this quadrant here. You want to have positive beliefs, and you want to set up your life so that you're playing the games that you are in control of. You choose your inputs. You switch from a focus on outcomes to a focus on inputs. Naturally, there will be some outcomes here, but the outcomes, if they're positive, are bonus, and if they're negative, then basically you learn from them and you're much the wiser. So let me give you the final message here. Even with rational beliefs, you can still lead a boring life. That's quadrant 2. Where you want to be is here in quadrant 1, positive beliefs and in control of your games. That's all for now. Remember to stay positive. You'll be happier, healthier, and live longer.